So last week I made the video that talked about the big news event of the week, in the early part of the week, was how they were identifying people who were dying from vaping. And they were identifying, there were 6 people who had died from it. There were, now they're saying about 380 Americans who were hospitalized for it in very severe conditions, where they were literally being put on respirators to try to keep them alive until their lungs could heal. And they had it basically linked to what they believed to be vaping related conditions. One story that it's generating now that I saw an article about yesterday was how people who were vaping were alarmed by this new string of news stories and what's happening, and they were taking up smoking to try to get off of vaping. And this is something which it shocks a lot of people. It doesn't shock me. We're dealing with nicotine addiction, and people who are just looking for different ways of getting nicotine for a mechanism of getting off, another way of getting off of nicotine. And they just move from one form of nicotine to another form of nicotine, trying to use it to get what they get out of the cigarettes. But then when they didn't get what they wanted, they went back to smoking. But then when they found something else that may have delivered it close to it, well, then they went to that product until they found out they were getting problems with this, or that problems were out there, which again was causing them to go back to smoking. This is the game that people play who are nicotine addicts. This phenomena that we're seeing now of people, well, trying to get off the vaping by going to smoking, I wish that was new. I wish that was just something that was happening right now because of the news story. But no, it's not. We've known for quite a while now that kids who took up vaping, that was their introduction to nicotine addiction. Kids who took up vaping are 2 to 4 times more likely to take up smoking than kids who didn't take up vaping. So this situation where people are leaving vaping to go to smoking isn't something that started last week. It's been going on for several years now. And it's a sad state of affairs. We're going from one form of nicotine dependency to another to another. The way to get out of nicotine dependency, you'll always have the addiction, but the way that it will no longer be an active addiction, and the way that it will never be an addiction that has any consequence to your health in the long term. The way to basically put an end to having to fight to get over withdrawal over and over and over and over and over again. It's by now stopping the delivery. If this new cycle is what's giving you the impetus to realize, oh, I better stop using this device, take the message that it's not just this device. It's all forms of nicotine delivery pose you health risks, major health risks. And the way to avoid any and all of those health risks is to finally stop delivering nicotine from any source. And of course, when it comes to smoking or when it comes to electronic cigarettes now, it's just a matter of now making and sticking to a personal commitment to never take another puff.